How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is the fourth post episode 12 live stream. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We are continuing to work off the back of the previous episode where we are trying to get as much product as we possibly can in order to make it into seeds. I've got 3 contracts here ready and waiting to go, but we're going to wait just a few seconds here just to see who all joins us here tonight. So let's see. Just making sure everything looks good on my end. Everything's in the green. Perfect. If you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're there, because unfortunately YouTube does not have any kind of roll call system, and if you don't let me know you're there, I have no idea that you are there. So just let me know. So let's see, got 3 contracts we're going to be working on here right now, and then we're going to be working on probably just going to be holding on to those products. We might be taking a few things from the farm out to sell. We're trying to get as much money and as much product as possible because we got 400 grand in debt. We got to pay that off here sooner rather than later. I'd much rather have it off the books so I'm not paying on that interest. Let's see. Cade! Hey, how's it going? What up, BDD? How you doing, Cade? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Let's see. Where did I put... And before we get rocking and rolling with all the contract work and all that stuff, I plan on showing a few images. People have been sharing me screenshots and all sorts of stuff, and I meant to put them up in the last live stream, but unfortunately I was extremely tired, far more tired than I guess I really realized. So yeah, I kind of skipped over that part last night. So it's one of those that we'll figure it out from here. But let's see. Cade says, heck yeah, what about you? I'm doing fantastic, Cade. Thank you for asking. Just getting ready to do a little bit of farming. That always makes for a good day. So let's see. It is 1:52. Let's go ahead and get going. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start with sharing those screenshots, because one of those I meant to do it last night but completely forgot. So let's see. No, that is... Why is it tagged to that? I will fix this in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Look at that. There we go. And... now we're talking. So, first image we have here is... Actually, all the images I have here are from Will T Gaming. Will T, thank you so much for sharing all these with us. And oops, I'm trying to get a little bit better organized. As we can see, this is his farm here on Alma. Got a nice little grassland view right there. Let's go ahead and move to the next. And let me do that to make it a little bit more smooth. There we go. Oh, we got some Americana in the trucking there. It looks like we're doing a bit of manure work, if I'm not mistaken. Just grabbing and going, hauling away. He's got a almost a 4,500 head cattle farm on his game there in Alma, so he's got to do a lot of work. Next one we have here. Yep, some more manure work. That was his whole night last night. Was sitting there using that big Volvo wheel loader there and just chugging away, trying to get as much of the manure as he could. Let's see, next one. Oh, some more manure work. Yeah, so like I said, he's got 4,500 head of cattle, and he's got so much products of all sizes. He's got so much manure, so much milk, so much slurry that it's an all-day affair. Whenever I hear him hop on his game and he's sitting there explaining to me in the background what he's up to at that point in time, it's always, oh, I'm feeding the cows, oh, I'm getting the milk, oh, I'm doing this, like always something to do with those cows. So it's rather entertaining to hear him describe exactly what it is that he's up to at that given point in time. This one was my favorite. This one I laughed really hard. Seeing that cow on top of the manure heap, I was laughing ridiculously hard. Let's see. Now that, oh, probably be good to turn off the sound from my phone. That is a beauty of a photo. The sunset going down over the hill there. Oh, that is beauty. Got the pond frozen there in the, I think that's a frozen pond right there in the middle of his farm. He actually, if I remember the story right, he made this pond. It is not the one that is on the base game. So it's not this one here, but rather it's, I believe, over in this general area on his map. He's done so much work to his map there. Again, some more awesome screenshots. You see the entryway there in the background, the big farm silos there. Just absolutely spectacular. He takes some really killer screenshots. Some like action shots. You got the big silos in the back, the barns in the foreground, mixer just kind of off to the side there. This one is one of his fields there, just kind of jetting through all the foliage there back when it was still fall. He's got the Lizard Silverado off to the right. Another nice screenshot from in-cab looking out over the horizon. We got just a couple more from Will T. Out from the barns there, just looking at the rising sun. Getting ready to feed his cows. He's just got all these different barns and pastures just kind of strewn about his entire build, and it's just impressive. He told me that, because he's on console, he told me that he's got a slot count that's near the maximum of the 4,400 slots. I was just absolutely blown away when he told me that. I couldn't believe it. This one I really like because you can see that bright reflection off of the feed mixer off to the right there. And then you got the nice background photo there. He's definitely got a really good eye when it comes to taking screenshots. And last one I have here. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but there we go. We'll go ahead and get that one off. So that is everything. Now, if you're interested in me, go ahead and displaying some of your builds there on the farm. Go ahead and message me on any of my social medias down at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there. You will see that you can use Messenger, and I'll be able to pull them off and display them going forward. So I can display it to the whole group, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of different people's builds. You get to see a lot of different ideas and things that people can kind of stream together and, you know, just kind of make their own. It's really kind of a cool experience to be able to see these kind of builds. Let's see. Cade says, I'm going to go study for some tests. I'll be back in a little. And what are screenshots again? So the screenshots are exactly what I just showed there. It's just those little pictures that you can kind of snap from in-game. So I use them for like thumbnails and stuff. Will uses them for thumbnails and just taking, you know, general pictures there. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in me displaying your screenshots, go ahead and send them to me via Facebook Messenger, via Instagram Messenger, and I'd more than happy share them with the group here. Karma Comment Chameleon, heyo, how's it going, Karma? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And Tor, hi all. Tor, how are you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We need to get up and running. We've got a lot of things to do now, and we are starting to fade with the sun. I'm gonna just force my way through because this is my equipment. And I think this is one with the auto snap. Yes, it is. Nice. Let's see. So I think, what one was this for? This is for, was this 2 maybe? 2. Field 2. And 2 is where again? Oh, over by the farm. Oh, it's a little bitty one. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, and that's what happens when you're not paying attention to what's behind you and towing a trailer. You just smack into things at random. Oh my goodness. So we're going to get towards the outskirts here of Alma, and then we're going to let the worker just take the harvester I think the harvester may be wide enough to where it's not going to recognize if like another vehicle is coming in the opposite direction. It's going to just come to a dead stop, and it doesn't like the traffic splines here on Alma. So I'll just get it just outside of the city limits there before I let the worker go. And that way we can kind of get everything all strategically placed before we actually get to work. Let's see. Karma says, haven't been here in a bit. Hope all's been well. Everything's been fantastic here lately. With few exceptions. I'm not going to rehash them because, they were what they were, but it's not a big deal. Long story short, got into it with one of my neighbors a few days ago. And had to put down my dog about last week, I think. Early last week. So it was a bit of a rough week last week, but we're on the upswing. All right, so let's go ahead and have them go there. Now I think I can pretty much do this from here. There we go. Perfect. Now this one is for the second field, which was where again? This one, 14. So I got 14 and 15. Okay, 14's up there and 15's down there. Now this one I think may be narrow enough to where I can actually send the worker and it's not going to interfere with anything. And then Cade says, "Oh snap! I sounded silly. I meant like know what screenshots are. I meant how." Do you mean like how would you take a screenshot? Is that what you're saying? So it depends on what system you're on. If you're on like a console, I'm not quite sure how to do it on PlayStation, but on Xbox, you've got the kind of 3 buttons in the middle of the controller. You've got one that looks like kind of a stack of books on top of each other. The 3 burger stack, and then you got the one directly in the middle with an arrow pointing up. If you just tap that middle one with the arrow going up, you can save the screenshot of whatever's on your display or whatever's on your television, and then it will, just basically capture it and be able to let you kind of use it from there. You can download it directly from your system, from the Xbox. You can put it onto your phone, or you can put it onto your computer, and then you can ship it over via Instagram, Facebook, I think even Twitter will let you do it that way if you do it like a direct message kind of thing. Let's see. Karma says, after watching you play this a few weeks ago, I got my wheel pedal back out from the closet and have been playing FS22 a bit. That's awesome. You know what? That does my heart so good, knowing that I was able to probably the wrong word, but I can't think of a different one, inspire you to break all that stuff back out and enjoy this game, because I tell you what, this game is so much fun. But I'm glad that you got it back out and are having fun with it. Let's see, am I gonna go? Come on, worker. There you go. All right, well, hopefully this is for the other field. Let's see. Tor, PS5 share button and X after. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Tor. I appreciate that. That helps out our PlayStation users. And then when it comes to PC and Macs, it's basically just a screen grab. I think PC, it's like the control and print screen button, if I'm not mistaken. Uh-oh. Somebody's blocked. Oh, no, they're going. I don't know who is blocked, but I'm not going to question it. Got the itty bitty Rossel mash here. This will work just fine. Okay. It's got some canola here. For those who weren't able to catch the stream last night, I ended up getting a whole bunch of canola. I made tons of seeds out of it using the seed treater auger, and I tell you what, I was talking about it a lot last night. I'll talk about it a bit again tonight or today. That seed treater to make seeds is, in my opinion, the best way to make seeds. Now, it is not the easiest way to make seeds, but you get the most bang for your buck when it comes to making seeds. Canola here, if you use a seed treater, typically if you have canola as an input for any other production for seeds, then you're going to get maybe a 1-to-1 ratio if you're lucky. But if you use the seed treater, the AGI seed treater, it will give you a 1-to-many payout for seeds. So you put in 1 liter of seed and you'll get multiple of canola. And I think canola is like a 2 to 2.5 gain. So you go from 1 liter of canola to 2.5 liters of seeds. It's a pretty decent sized chunk. Now what I did in my main farm is I ended up planting a whole bunch of soybeans on the big field on the backside there, field number 4 on the map there. That is going to produce a bunch of soybeans, and that is then going to be turned into seeds. That is going to give me a 1 to almost 4 ratio when it comes to the soybeans. So it is a huge differential between what you put in and what you get out. And the only thing you got to do is you got to buy the liquid seed treatment. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's not the end of the world in my opinion. It's one of those that I think it's worth the price because of the significant gain that you get. And even on soybeans, because soybeans actually does pay out more per 1,000 liters, but the difference that you get is in that inflation of the amount of seeds that you get. So again, for every 1 liter of soybeans, you get out 4 liters of seeds, and that's where you make the difference in the money. So yeah, you take a reduction from 1 liter of soybean to 1 liter of seed, but you get 4 times the amount of seeds, so you end up getting more out of it. Let's see. Let me go back to the screen here. Perfect. So yeah, that's what I've been working on here lately on Alma, Missouri, is just basically being a seed farmer. I'm getting all the proper stuff to be able to make seeds and be able to pretty much double, triple, quadruple my profit from base products. You know, looking at canola here, I'll use this as the example. So prices per 1,000 when it comes to canola, you get $900. At most for canola, you're going to get $1,274. But for seeds, $1,893. So even at a 1-to-1 ratio, if you're just doing 1-to-1, you're still making $700, $600 more than you were on the base price. So that makes it worth it right there. But then you get the 2 to 3 times the amount on the output. So really you're getting almost $2,600 per 1,000 liters that you would have gotten for the canola. So you're getting a boost in price and you're getting a boost in the output. So it works out really, really nice. It's one of those that... What was that? Sorry, something came up on my screen there and I don't know what it was. I'm gonna have to look in my email. It seemed like one of those phishing emails. It just got the header and whatnot, and it just caught me off guard. So we're gonna go ahead and set the worker off, let them do the rest of this field, and then we are gonna get everything going, because I'm seeing the workers are clashing there. They're probably in a fight with one another. The tractor is behind the harvester and just taking their time. Oh man, they're only up there. Alright, well, that will hopefully not leave them hanging. Really? What happened there? Huh. No idea what happened there. Was saying they were blocked. Where are you? Where are you going? What? Okay, so they wanted to let the cars pass them. That's okay. And now he just got into a rear end collision. Okay, well, as long as as long as it's not my fault, I can accept that. Jack, hey, how's it going? Reckless, oh man. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I don't know what just happened there on screen, but holy smokes. It's been hard for me to join the live streams. Your live streams are in the middle of the night. I know, but I apologize about that. It's one of those where, because I'm a father and supposed to be a full-time worker, I'm supposed to be working right now, but there's been a lot of stuff going on at work, so I'm basically just kind of on cruise control at the moment. But yeah, because I'm a full-time father, full-time husband, and whatnot, there's very strict times that I can actually dedicate to doing anything when it comes to, you know, YouTube and whatnot. So typically it's when my daughter's napping, which is right now, or it's when I'm off of work and my daughter goes to bed at night. So yeah, I apologize about that, bud. It's just, that's the only time I'm available. But if things keep going the way they're going and things keep working out well here for the channel, maybe one day, no, knock on wood, we'll be able to you know, get a little independence from the old, you know, gig, and be able to dedicate more and more time to the channel here. But you know, that'll be a long-term goal, but something that I'm going to strive towards. So we shall see. Let's see. Jack says it is 2012, so that's what? That's 8:12? Yeah, 8:12. So yeah, pretty late at night for you. You're about what, 6 hours ahead of me? So yeah, typically when I start at 9:30 at night, that means that it's going to be what is that? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, about 3 o'clock in the morning your time. They're in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's pretty significant a time change there. So I do apologize for that, and you know, I've been trying on these times where I can do a live stream and do it during the day. I've been trying to give as much notice as possible, but unfortunately that's been really difficult because it's been kind of tentative as to whether or not, you know, I'm not only going to get time off, time away from the work, but also is the daughter going to go down and be able to, you know, stay asleep long enough to where it's going to be worth coming on and having people stop in, kind of thing. So it's been kind of a double-edged sword as of late. So Tor says EU time. Yes. So I'm in the Eastern time zone in the States here. Pacovia, hey, how's it going? You need to wake up at 5 a.m. as... Oh, Pacovia. I tell you what, it's one of those where... where I wake up when my daughter wakes up, and I go to bed, and well, I stay up as late as I possibly can. So like yesterday, I had every intentions to show the screenshots like I did at the very beginning of the stream here. I had every intentions on showing them. It was just going to be towards the latter end of the stream there, but I ended up getting so tired last night that I ended up just kind of fading away and completely spaced out on showing them off last night. Ooh, look at that line of cars. But yeah, no, one of those where it just turned into something's like, yeah, I'm gonna remember to do this on the next stream. So we are just inching our way, it feels like, over to field 14. Then we got to get over to 15 with the other harvester. Let's see. So how you doing there, Pacovia? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Pacovia says, hey. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it has been one of those one of those nights last night where it just all kind of slowly started to unravel, and eventually it's like, you know what? It's time for bed. It's time for bed. I was trying to get all this stuff done. All these contracts were left over from last night. I was trying to get everything situated for finishing up last night, and then solely focus on recording the new episodes today. Nope. Nope. Couldn't finish. Let's go ahead and get... There we go. There we go. That worked out okay. Had the worker just kind of tail behind me. Worker completed their task. Well, it's the first time for everything. We got another canola field. Perfect. Look at that. Go ahead and make our headlands, and then we will go empty out the first harvester, because I think that one's full. But this is such a small field, we'll be able to make headlands around it pretty quick. Jackass, how's your day been? My day has been fantastic, Jack. Thank you for asking. How about you? You've been having a good day so far? Going on to the evening? Let's see. Yeah, pretty much spent the entire morning with my daughter. She, well, my wife, well, let me tell the story correctly. My sister-in-law's birthday was on Sunday, and they were trying to spend some time together, but a bunch of things were starting to happen. They weren't able to get together and meet, so they decided that they would go out to lunch today. So pretty much the entirety of the morning has been, you know, me and my daughter hanging out and whatnot, and I love spending time with my daughter. She is just an absolute riot. Sitting there and just watching her play and just seeing how animated she can get. My wife and I, we ended up buying the season ticket or season pass to a local theme park here, and she's been taking her every once in a while, because like I said, we both work for the same company, and we've both been kind of on standby for a little while here because of an incident that happened. And as we're sitting there waiting, she takes her to Busch Gardens every once in a while, and just to see just the animated facial expressions that she's been getting here lately. You know, she's going on about 2 and let's see, her birthday's in February. We're what, in April? So, what is that? 2 and 2 months, 2 and 3 months? No, 2 and 2 months. And just to see how she's changed and grown over not only just these past couple of years, but over the past couple of months. She's getting way more animated, way more like vocal and talkative. It is an absolute thrill to see. And then we got number 2 on the way. Number 2, she's going to be here any time now. She's going to be here at the end of May. So one of those where going to be Big Daddy Dave times 2. And really looking forward to that. Looking forward for the next one to be here and being able to see her in person. It's like I said, it's just a trip. It is an absolute trip going from, you know, having no kids to now having 2 kids, and the struggle that it took to get to this point was worth every heartache and every tear and in everything. Like, I cannot express just how amazing, hard and amazing the journey has been up until this point to be a parent. There we go. So let's go and empty this out. And right there. Perfect. That's not the way I meant to go. Now we're going to connect to this. Timothy, what's up? Timothy, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I'm skipping around big time. So Jack said good, thanks. Awesome. Tor says you use precision farming? Me, not yet. It's better than standard farming, or no? So in my opinion, it's a kind of give and take. It's got its pluses, it's got its minuses. So one of the things that I like about the precision farming is it makes a lot of the other equipment that's available to use on Farming Simulator more relevant, is probably the best way I can say. So for example, slurry spreaders and manure spreaders are not necessary in the base game. You don't have to use them. You can use them, but if you're looking to do things in the most efficient way possible, they're really not the most efficient way to go about things, because what you can do in the base game is put down your layer of fertilizer first, then do your layer of lime, and then do with the same machine. You only need one machine to do all this. So fertilizer, lime, fertilizer, and then you're done. You got your 2 layers of fertilizer and you got your 1 layer of lime, and you're good. You don't need to worry about anything else after that. But with precision farming, you are encouraged to use slurry. You're encouraged to use manure, and the reason being is that it can affect your environmental score. Now, that environmental score isn't a big deal. And I mean, you can see right now I got a 96 on my environmental score, which I have no idea why I've got such a high. Whoa, hey, there's a pole there. Yeah, I don't know why my environmental score is so high. It's awesome that it's so high, but normally to get 100% on your environmental score, what you have to do, I went down to the wrong screen. You have to fill out all these various things along the left side here. So you got to have a good nitrogen score, good pH values, good weed control, soil sampling, tillage, the whole 9 yards. And to get those things, you have to kind of complete very specific tasks and do things in very specific order in order to, let's see, I keep trying to send the worker. Now, hopefully they just go straight. No, you're not. I can personally guarantee that you are not blocked. Again, I can guarantee that you are not blocked. All right, well, if that's the case, let me go ahead and hook up to this, and I'll just send the worker using this, and at least they can get to where they need to go. And then I'll just drive the other. So anyways, it makes it a little bit more relevant, more like necessity to actually use the proper equipment and whatnot. But at the same time, it's a lot to learn. You have to know what it is that you're doing in order to get the most out of your score, to get the most out of your product and all that stuff, because it adds a ton of components that if you're not, if you're not reading or if you're not paying attention, that it can get very overwhelming very, very quickly. And an example of that, I'll get to this field up here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about at my farm, because I'm going to be passing right by it either way. Let's see, which way is it taking that? Okay, so it's going to be coming up behind me, the other worker, so that's fine. So it's one of those where one of those, like I said, it's just a double-edged sword. If you're not willing to kind of follow along and do the step by step by step, then your environmental score can go down. And as it goes down, you do get an environmental penalty. So you can see down the bottom left-hand corner, your environmental score increases your sell prices by 15%. So you get bonuses based on having a good score, but you get penalties having a bad score. So it's just learning the routine. And once you learn the new routine, then you can get that. And you can see I've got it up really high, but again, I can't explain as to why I have it so high. I don't know why I have a 97 and a 97. But I need to mute the mic really quickly. I'm gonna my wife's about to pull in, so I got to make sure my dogs stay quiet. So I'm gonna mute the mic real quick just to make sure. I'll keep the game going, but I'll be quiet here for just a little bit. Okay, so sorry about that. I might have to hit the mute button one more time, but we'll see how it goes. So like I was saying, it's one of those where as long as you learn the procedures, it's great, and it's a lot of fun. So here I'm at my farm. I'm going to actually pull off because I got the other workers probably right. Yep, there he is, right on my tail. So when you learn all these kind of different tips and tricks and all these, various, things that are happening, let's go to the alfalfa field. It's just on the other side of the cows here. Hello, cows. So because these are more procedurals and stuff like that, you can see down the bottom right-hand corner, that's the precision farming screen right there. And you got a pH value, which is your nitrogen, which is your lime, and then your nitrogen, which is your fertilizer. And each of your fields, each one of your crops are going to have different necessary values. So what I like about the precision farming is that because they have their own unique values, you're always going to use considerably less product, less lime, less fertilizer on the precision farming as you are going to use on base game. It's always going to be less because, one, you're only having to use as much as necessary to get it to that specific state, to whereas if you're using base game, you're always filling it up to the maximum level that's required. And there is no like in-between state. So you can see pH value, which is the lime, I have it 6.75 out of 6.75. Well, every time I do a harvest, it might bump it down to 6.5 or 6.25 kind of thing. But I can just bump it up just a little bit with each go, and I'm using a proportionate amount of lime to get it to that 6.75. I'm not going from like 0 to 6.75 kind of thing, if that all makes sense. Same thing with nitrogen. And nitrogen changes based on what crop is in the ground. So 60 is for the alfalfa that I'm standing in. But soybeans doesn't require any nitrogen whatsoever. I don't have to have a fertilizer state on this. So if I go over to my soybean field right here, you'll see it's still perfect, and I've got 5 out of 0, but I didn't have to put any nitrogen in the ground here. So that saves me a ton of money because I don't have to have fertilizer here. So there's a lot of bonuses. There's a lot of, pluses and minuses. The biggest minus I can say is just procedural. You have to sit there and learn what it is to do in order not to hurt your environmental bonus. Let's see. Jack says, guess South Africa. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce that word, bud. Timothy says, what up? And doing good. How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic, Timothy. Thank you for asking. Peter, hey, how's it going? Hello, farming friends. How you doing, Peter? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Custom, hey, bud, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I will read your message once I get back to a straightaway. Says, just got out of school and also sorry I fell asleep at about 11 p.m. last night. Hey, bud, no problem. I understand it, man. I was on until about 1 o'clock in the morning last night, but I was really starting to fade really hard by about 12 o'clock. I meant to show all the screen grabs and screenshots that people had sent in, and I just completely tailed off and forgot about it. So, trust me, I don't blame you whatsoever. All right, so we are finally here at this field. We'll get the worker, up and running here. We'll just pop this right here. Open the beauty case harvester. And now, let's go ahead and start a cutting. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to do one headland on this side, 2 on both ends, and 1 on the other side. And I should be able to set the worker off going in, doing that kind of thing. I might do 3 on this end so I can then, head back on the other side, and then do maybe 1 or 2 on this side back behind me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Because I'm going to have to go to the right on this end, to the left, and then back over to the right to be able to make the pass on that long side there. So yeah, all in all, I think that'll work. We'll do 3 on this end. We'll do maybe, let's see, 1, 2, probably 3 on the other end and get going. Actually, probably could do just 2 and send them back and forth on the other side over there. Yeah, okay. Jack says subscribe. Yes, please do. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It goes to help the channel out immensely. A lot of people don't understand just how much hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, that it just goes so far. It projects out and hits the algorithms and lets people know, hey, this is somebody worth checking out. This is somebody worth following. And if you like the content and you really enjoy it, it doesn't cost anything. So, and it goes very, very much appreciated by me. I greatly appreciate every single person who subscribes, every single person that hits that like button. It helps me out a ton. So thank you in advance if you went ahead and did those things. Groot, hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, Groot. We are just picking up right where we left off last night. Getting these last 3 contracts done. We potentially have a 4th one in a cultivating contract, but we shall see if it's still available, that is. And it's still there, so by the time we're done doing work... Actually, what am I doing? I said I was going to go back and forth over here. The reason I want to go back and forth over here is I don't want the worker to go into that ravine. I've had that happen before where the worker got in the ravine and I had to pretty much dig my way out. So I want to give them a really good space on this end so where they're not going to, take the harvester for a ride. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. And like I said, all this stuff is going to be used to make seeds. All this wheat, all the canola, and it's just, like I said, it's a very quick and easy way to be able to, in most cases, double your cost for the base product, but then increase the yield of the base product as well. So all in all, it's really, really awesome to, especially if you're first starting out, because it only costs like 30 grand for the auger to be able to make the seeds, and then about 4 grand per pallet of seed treatment. So it's very little investment cost, and it's very much a huge increase for most of your base game products. Even if we were to take a look at like wheat as a base price at its highest at $7.18 and look at the lowest for seed, you're still looking at, several $100 increase from the high to the low of both respective products. So that's a quick and easy way to help you, especially when you're first starting out. And that auger, the AGI auger, let's see, I think it's like 30 grand. Yeah, 37 grand. So we'll say 40 grand for sake of math, including the pallet of seed treatment. So 40 grand all in, and you're making seeds. You can get your money back on that investment super, super fast. So if you're looking for like a nice, easy way to start making some money in game, this is a good way to start. There we go. And I think 1 on this end. We'll go back the other way too. I was sitting here thinking, maybe we'll just go one pass, but I think this will be worth 2. There we go. And then we'll send the worker on this end going back and forth. Let's see. And I see everybody's chatting there. I will read that in just a second. There we go. Perfect. And I'll keep a little bit of an overhang just in case. Just like so. Now. Oh, wow. We're all done here? Okay. So we're all done here too. Alright, so let's unload. Hopefully we got enough room in here in order to just make this one trip. That'd be nice. There we go. And all these going to... Yeah, they're all going to the same point of sale, so that'll be fine. Ooh, do we got enough space? Do we got enough space? Maybe, maybe, maybe... Oh, no! Oh, 20 liters. Oh, man. You know what? We're right here by the farm. Let's do this. We're literally right next door to the farm. So we'll take that 20 liters. We'll go ahead and just dump it right into the auger, actually, because I got it all set up next to the input barn. And actually, here, let's do this. Nope. Let's take the worker. We'll have them take it into town. So like that. We'll unload, send this worker off. And then we'll unload the other one, and then I can strictly focus on one task at a time. There we go. So I'm pretty sure this will all fit. So where was I? So Tor says, thanks for the info, but what with Plav and Cultivate? I read this gives minus... Yes, so it really depends. So what happens is every several harvests that you have, it'll tell you, hey, you need to plow your fields, kind of thing. Every single time you'll have the need plowing. You can only plow when it says your field needs to be plowed. And when that happens, you won't get dinged for your environmental score. What happens is that if you plow during the times that doesn't need to be plowed, or if you cultivate when you don't have to cultivate, what they encourage you to do, rather than having to plow or cultivate as a kind of standalone thing, is using the seeders and whatnot that actually does the cultivating for you. So if we go here and we take a look at like seeders and planters, you'll see these ones here, they're like the direct drills. These machines are used to seed crops like wheat, barley, canola. Additionally, the seeder offers the possibility to seed directly, no previous cultivating or plowing. So they basically want you to use these to where you're not having to rip up the ground and kind of work at it that way. And that saves your environmental score. So as long as you're paying attention to the types of seeders and planters that you have that'll do the direct drill, then you'd be just fine. Let's go ahead and get this worker over. There it goes. Turn that off. That's going. All right, now we can get this over. I'll unload the other machine here in just a second. Worker blocked by object. What worker? Doesn't look like there's a worker blocked. Let's see. Tor also says, sorry for poor language, not main. Nah, it's all right, man. I was able to figure it out. Let's see. Groot says, can I recommend the honeybee header to you? Just bought one yesterday, and I like it. The different sizes to choose from. Oops, oops, oops. I'm just kind of doing my own thing here, apparently. Just creating my own way to get into point A to point B. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the honeybee header. I'll definitely have to check it out. Definitely gonna have to check it out. Now, this is the auger that I was talking about. You dump it in there like so, and see how it's coming out as seeds. You know, super easy peasy. You just dump in. You can even dump in from a trailer, and kind of go about it that way. So it's really nice. It works out very, very nice. All right, now. Okay, well. I guess I didn't like that I was in the middle of the road. There we go. Unload this, and then we'll be good to go. Groot also says, I'm good, hope you're doing well. Also, I'm doing fantastic. Doing absolutely fantastic. Any day that we can hop on and play some Farming Simulator, that's a good day. And then Jack says, do you think you can be a real-life farmer? So, with enough time and drive, you can pretty much do anything you want. There's a ton of things to know and to learn about farming. It's not something that you can just, oh, hey, I play Farming Simulator, so I can be a farmer tomorrow, kind of thing. That's completely unrealistic. And, I mean, there's a lot of things that people will pick up from Farming Simulator that do translate into real life. But one of those, do I think that I could be a farmer? Yes. Do I think I could be a farmer tomorrow? Absolutely not. It's something that you need to have loads and oftentimes years of practical understanding and knowledge in order to be able to do it and to do it well, kind of thing. And then, unfortunately, in today's climate, we'll put it that way, there's a lot of forces in the background that makes farming far more difficult than what it should be. What is that? What sell point is this? Oh, that's the inputs for the dairy and the bakery. Okay. Took me a second. There, that's the inputs and outputs right there. Okay, okay. I always come in from this side by the road there. I had this is the first time I've ever come in through this direction, so it just never occurred to me what that was. So I think because I have two products of the same, let's see, canola and canola, they're going to the same sell point, so I'll have one contract and another contract to worry about with the same product. So I'll complete the first one at minimum, I think. Okay, there's the first. Pay attention. Okay, and 33 for the next one. So this can go by the wayside. I don't need this particular one anymore. Where? What? What? What are you doing? Come on, worker. You were doing so good. You were doing so well, and all of a sudden, this is what you choose to do? Leave a big old row of For what reason? Why? The workers sometimes are just... Sometimes they're fantastic. Sometimes they are so helpful and they make jobs around the farm so much easier. And then there's this. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a go. So this is one where I'm going to have to pay attention and be quick on the trigger because I want to save as much product as I can in order to get it back to the farm and convert it into seeds. So the more product I can keep for myself, the better. Unfortunately, yesterday I got distracted when I was selling off some product. I looked away for just a split second. I ended up selling like $2,000 worth of product that could have been converted into seeds. I was so bummed out. I was like, no, why did I not pay attention? Whoa. All right, here we go. Now, moment of truth. Okay, that I'll accept. Oof, 754 liters. Ooh, wee. All right, let's get this over here. We'll get the worker to take it over to the field, and then I'll pay attention and see what, or take it back to the farm to see what the other worker's doing and see if they're making any more boo-boos. Here, let's just have them pull into the driveway because I got my truck and trailer right there, like so. There we go. Why? Why are you doing this? What have I ever done to you? There we go. Okay. So we've got Groot saying, yeah, I just got tired of this header on the base game harvester, so I got a bigger header. Yeah, it's one of those where I ought to look into it. Now, I am, for my farm, using this over here. This is the header for the swather. So I'm swathing everything first and then using the pickup header on, where is it? There it is. I'm using this header here to pick up the swath from the ground in order to utilize it. And it gives you that slight bonus for using this kind of system in place. And it works out really nice, so I'm happy to use it if it's going to give me, you know, more product. Let's see. Tor says, okay, nice day all, but must go. Work call to next time. All right, Tor, I hope you have a fantastic day. It was good hanging out with you. We'll see you again next time. Jody, hey, how's it going? How's your evening going, buddy? It is going fantastic, Jody. How about you? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Jack says, I've heard a couple of people having problems with workers. Yeah, workers are affectionately known here on the channel as AI, actual idiots. One of those where, you know, wish they would be a little bit better than what they are. I hope that Giants really tries to focus in on what's going on and what's plaguing some of the kind of more base game issues. Yeah, see how it's just... I feel like it's missing some. Like it's got hidden... okay, no, maybe it's just me. I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and fire this up and empty it out. I might actually get one load. Like, one trailer worth going to the sell point, not have to make multiple runs, maybe. Fingers crossed. Keep the worker going, makes them more efficient. Yeah, look at that. Looking good over here. And there we go. So again, we got 754 liters. I showed this last night. I'm going to show it again because this is a small amount. So 754 liters of canola. If I put it into the auger here, it's going to more than double the amount of seeds that I get out of this. So let's back this up. There we go. So if I bring up my calculator, so we're at, we're at 754. Actually, here, I need to look at it this way. So we're at 754. That's the number we need to remember we started at. We're at 76,766 in seeds. There we go. And I'll use this calculator. 754 is where we start. So let's dump this out. You can dump it right into it. And we'll see what the final total is. You can see that seed treatment is going down. It's going down pretty quickly, but again, you're getting quite a bit of value out of each pallet of seed treatment. It's, like I said, in my opinion, this is one of the best ways to start out a map or any kind of Let's Play that you're doing, because it's such a cheap investment to get into, and we all get base game products from leftovers for contracts. So it's one of those that it's worth investing into. And there we go. We're at 79,080 seeds. So minus 79,080, 2,314 liters of seeds. Again, we started with 754. So plus 754. That's a difference of 1,560. That's a big difference. That's a big increase. That's almost what, triple what we had? That's almost a 3 times gain. And again, like I mentioned before, the prices. The price is where it's important. Canola at its maximum 1,274 seeds, 1,800. You're making $600 per 1,000 liters extra, and you're getting almost 3 times the amount of product that you put into it, kind of thing. So if you were doing just a 1-to-1 comparison, we'll say that it was a 3x increase. 1,893 times 3. Nope, I typed that in wrong. 1,893. Again, we're using the maximum value. That if it was like a 1-to-1 ratio, if you were trying to compare it 1-to-1, that would be if you had a sales price of $5,679 per 1,000 liters of seeds. If you're just doing 1-to-1 comparables. It's a massive, massive difference. There we go. Oh, why? Why? See, I'm sitting here flapping my gums and not just paying attention to what the worker's doing. Let's see. So we've got Jodison. I never did like the swapping in the game. Do it all in one time. It's one of those where it's one of those where I'm glad that we have the ability to kind of bump in and out of the different vehicles kind of thing, but it's one of those where it I wish there was a little bit better of a order. Like I wish it prioritized things. I don't know. It goes into the manner in which you've purchased the vehicles. But if you've got base game products, then you're basically just having to sit there and remember. And even if you don't have base game products, you're basically having to sit there and remember, okay, what order did I order this stuff in, or what order did I purchase this stuff in? Oh, hey, I got this, this, and then you're just eventually you get a fleet so large that you're just bouncing around a million times before you finally land on the one piece of equipment that you wanted in the first place. Oh, it's this vehicle. Okay. So here, let's do this. Let's collect. Oh, nice. So we can do... We'll get working on that other one here in just a second. Let's see. Nope. There we go. Something like that, maybe? Maybe? There we go. Jody says, she's frustrated with the game fundraising that started getting frustrated where the map. Oh, that's... I'm sorry to hear that, bud. One of those where, like I said, that's why I'm recommending the seeds so much, is when you're first starting out. It's a really good way to make money when you're first starting. And I don't remember if the AGI pack was one of those where you had to pay for it, or if you had to if it was just one you could download. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's one of those that if you have the AGI pack and you're kind of struggling to kind of find an avenue of making money relatively quickly, this is a good way of doing it. You know, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars on Alma alone with just doing seeds. Where's my price? There's my prices. So I mean, I can only see back into March, but you can see April I made 155,000, May I made 180,000. Now I've been spending money like crazy, but you can see it's one of those, it's not because I'm not making money. So, yeah, I had a harvest income last month of $443,000. Now I ended up spending, $700,000, so I was, in the hole on that month overall. You can see almost $900,000 in spending on that month alone. Here we go. Let's see. Jody says, I need to try to do that, see if I can do it where the seeds. Yes, give it a try, bud. Like I said, it's super straightforward, really easy. All you have to have is that auger, the AGI auger. It's the seed treater auger, and then you got to buy the seed treatment liquid. You load the liquid into it, and then it just works like a normal auger. You dump into it, and out comes seeds. Super easy, straightforward, and gets the job done. And you get that huge bonus like I keep talking about. So, again, in my opinion, one of the quickest and easiest ways to make money. Let's see. Back up here. And we'll get the last little bit of wheat. Hopefully this is one trailer load and I'm not going to have to do multiple trips. That would be nice. Alright, an extra 9,500 liters. Oh, there's a little chunk that got missed. There we go. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have enough space. Nice. Alright, so we have Joey says, I like the game simple and easy. It makes it better for me. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those where, you know, again, the great thing about Farming Simulator, it's as difficult as you make it, it's as easy as you make it. And it's awesome. That's the great thing about this game is it's literally customizable to however anybody wants to play. You know, if you want to give yourself a challenge, then you're able to do that. If you want to sit there and just, you know what, I just feel like putting on cruise control kind of thing, you can do that too. Like I said, I will always sing the praises of Farming Simulator. Is an amazing game, and one of those where it's a game where you can actually just kick back and relax and just enjoy it, rather than, you know, sitting there and getting all competitive or getting frustrated or all that stuff. It's very rare that a situation comes in where you're gonna have to be, you know, upset or frustrated about it. There we go. Let's do that. And now, where is this field at? Oh, 26. Perfect. That's right around the corner. And just like yesterday, how about we do our do a little bit of off-roading, because that was fun. And why not do it with a big old track John Deere? Whee! Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And also the great thing about the environmental scores is it doesn't affect you if you're doing contracts. They basically just default it back to Giants' default system for contract fields, and it's only on fields you own where you really have to worry about it. But you can also kind of make it to where you kind of cheat the contract system per se. So using like fertilizing as a perfect example, I was saying this to Tor earlier, where the precision farming, it gives you the ability to adjust the amount of fertilizer, the amount of herbicide, all that stuff that you put down at any given time. Lime is the same thing. Well, what you can do is when you're on a contract, you can crank it down to its lowest possible setting to send out the fertilizer, send out lime, herbicide, things like that. You can tweak it down all the way down to its minimum setting, and then all of a sudden you have the ability to use the least amount of product necessary, to whereas on the base game you're always going from 0 to 100 kind of thing. So you're using a predetermined set amount per acre or per meter, whatever the measuring distance is. You're always using that base value, and you're always going to end up using more per acre than you are on precision farming, because you're able to kind of, you know, manipulate the game and manipulate the system in that regard. Now they set it at a base value of like, I think it's like 28 for fertilizer or something like that, but you can crank it down to like 18. So you can save a little bit of fertilizer with each and every go kind of thing. Or like I said, or lime or herbicide kind of thing. So it's really nice. It works out very, very nicely, and it helps save money in the end because you have ways of being able to make things cheaper and easier. That's built into this game mode. Let's see. Groot says, I believe you didn't have to pay for it. Okay, nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had to pay for it or it was one of those, the train. Ooh, that train. Anyways, I didn't think you had to pay for it. It's just one of those I didn't want to sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's a great pack or whatnot, but hey, be warned, you might have to pay for it kind of thing. I didn't want to kind of have that part bite me in the butt. Jack says, I don't think I will be able to be here. Bye. Oh, okay, Jack. Well, I hope you have a fantastic day, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. Joey says, I'm going to try to make them seeds. Awesome, bud. Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try, because you'll be surprised in just how much you get out of it, and you'll be surprised how much you get paid for it. Like I said, every single product, base game, can be utilized with it, and gives you a much better payout than if you were to just leave it as the base game product kind of thing. Every single one. Doesn't matter if it's soybeans, it doesn't matter if it's corn, wheat, barley, oat, all of it works amazingly. Now I will say that oats tends to work the best, and the reason that is it gives you like a 1 to 3.5, but oats isn't that expensive at its top price. So it's one of those, I think it's like $700, $800, or $900, somewhere in that range. And at the end, I mean, you're getting $1,800, you know, at its maximum price. So you can really make a huge amount of money on all the various products, but wheat tends to be the best one because of the kind of additional payout kind of thing. Let's see. Jody also says, all I have to do is not the product in there. Yeah, you just got to put the product in. That's it. I mean, you got to put the seed treatment in, and then once you put the seed treatment in, then you can put the main product, wheat, barley, oats, whatever it is, and it just comes out as seeds. And it just boom, just one of those in product, out seeds, and it's perfect. Now I think that my other workers made it to their final destination, so we'll set this worker off here in just a second. Let's see. Jody says, that's what I love about the game. You can play it the way you like. Yeah, 100%. That's the best part about this game, is that it's whatever you want it to be. I mean, it's so customizable that you can literally make Farming Simulator into Rock Crawl Simulator. That's how ridiculous this game is in its customization. You know, you can make Farming Simulator into, I don't know, local government worker simulator. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I'm specifically referencing the map Newlands in that one there. Really good map, by the way, if anybody's interested, and a good survival map too. Good base of a survival map. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those where as your only limitation is your imagination. There we go. So we'll go ahead and set the worker off. We'll have them go north south. There we go, something like that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. There. Really? Well, I guess. Oops. I'm getting all wrapped up in my headset here. There we go, that's better. Alright, let's go ahead and dump this out. We have 31,000 liters, which means I should be able to keep roughly 3,000 liters of wheat. That means that we should get roughly 6,000 to 8,000 liters of seeds from this one remaining contract. So, yeah, it's an absolute win-win scenario, in my opinion. I know I keep talking about it, I know I keep going on about it, but that's how like strongly I feel about making it into seeds, because it's the easiest and most entry-level way of being able to start making decent money quickly. And again, even if we take everything at its like minimal value, it's $1,300. So how is it a lose? I don't know. So we're going to be shooting for about 3,000 liters is what we're going to try and keep. There we go. A little bit of back and forth there, but $53 sold. That means we sold maybe, what, like 2 liters? I'm okay with that. 2,634 liters worth of product. That's awesome. That's just awesome. So let's go ahead and have them take it down to the farm. Actually, no, I don't need them to take it down to the farm. I got a worker working. That's just spending money where I don't have to. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat and I'll get caught up here. Let's see. Jody says, what is the best conveyor belt in game? So it's pretty rare that I use conveyor belts, but the ones that I tend to use when and if that's the case are these ones here. The Grimmy auto loads that you get from the Grimmy SL8022 Quantum and TC816 auto load mod. These ones I like because you can actually pick up product from the ground using both of these. And what's really nice about this is it has a different engine setup. So this is just like the normal base game one. It goes 3 miles an hour. It's super, super slow. But, boop, we tweak it, and now it goes 40 kilometers per hour. That means that it'll go somewhere in the realm of 22 miles an hour or something like that. So you can actually use this thing to get around the map. You're not having to bring a specific piece of equipment over to grab it. And because you can grab stuff from off the ground, it just makes it that much more convenient. It's awesome. You don't need to have this kind of front thing here to connect to it. So it's awesome. I absolutely love it. That's my favorite in the ways of conveyor belts. Jody then says, my wife is playing Valley the Old Farm today. She said, what's the best way to get going on this map? The Valley the Old Farm. So that one is an amazing map. Absolutely love it. So probably the best way to get started is going to be contracts on that particular map. You're going to have to do a lot of contract work and kind of do things, whoa there, and do all the work that's necessary to start getting some money. Once you start getting some money, though, then you can start kind of looking around at all the investments that you can do. But what I recommend also is that I wouldn't be tempted into trying to get the farm up and running super quickly. So I wouldn't worry about the sheep. I wouldn't worry about the cows or things like that, because the first season you go there, do as many of the grass contracts as you possibly can, all the silage, all the hay that you can get your hands on. Do that work, and then what you can do is take all the leftover product and sell it, and you get a huge influx of cash right away. But if you're sitting there trying to store it, if you're sitting there trying to hang on to it, it's like, oh, I'm going to use the hay for sheep, or oh, hey, I'm going to use the silage for cows, and I'm just going to hang on to it. Well, then the fields are small enough for the most part to where you're not going to get tons of product left over, and it's better, it's, in my opinion, it's better utilized as just getting paid for, especially when you're first starting out. And then eventually, once you start getting some money and you're able to start getting some variety in equipment and able to start doing things around your farm, then start investing into the animals, because then you're going to have all the product necessary to do it. Now, chickens, I think, are always the first one that should be gotten because they're the easiest to maintain. All you need is wheat, barley, or sorghum. That's it. Once you have that product, then you can just start going about and feed them, and you're done, kind of thing. So feel free to, throw some chickens on the farm and get that up and running. But yeah, like I said, one of those, I would hold off on cows. I'd hold off on sheep until you've got a good abundance of money. And there's really, you're going to have to figure out ways of like feeding your cows and feeding your sheep and all that stuff. The sheep feeding is easy because you can just use hay. But cows, I mean, you need to have a mixer. You need to do all sorts of different things, to get it up and running in that regard. So you might as well just say, you know what, let's just utilize the product that we can and really start squirreling away stuff as fast as possible. There we go. So we're going to dump in there. All right, so that is done. So yeah, we started at like $79,000 and now, or 79,000 liters of seeds. So now we'll be able to like really kind of ramp things up and go from there. So let's see. Just seeing what we get out of this. Jody says, where do I find the seed treatment for seeds? So the seed treatment, and how much do I have in here? So if you look under your palettes, so you go to the buy menu, you go to the palettes, you scroll over to the right, and it's right, in my pack, it's right after the mineral feed. It's this, the Lizard Seed Treatment Liquid. You pay, it's like $3,500. It's expensive per pallet, but again, you get such a differential in payout that it makes it so worth it. So worth every penny that you spend on this stuff. It turns your stuff into gold, in my opinion. Let's see. Oh, and look at this. I'm about to run out of... Oops. So you saw what happened there. I ran out of seed treatment, so what did it do? It took the leftover product and just used it like an auger. It basically moved it from inside the tub to outside into the storage here. So I need to find my... Well, actually, first let's do this. We've got... Harvesting is complete. That's done. I'm not going to do any of these rye contracts. I'm not going to bother with those. But what I need is this. So I need to load this up with seed treatment first. Once I load this up with seed treatment, then I'll be able to go ahead and go from there. So let's get one of these seed treatment. And I will say it's a little finicky on how to load it, but I found that if you pick it up over top of the auger, it takes it really well. So if I pull up to it right over here, like I said, just take your pallet and just pick it up over top if you can. If you got a telehandler or a front loader or something like that. There you go. And you see how it's taking it? Very nice and easy. We'll go ahead and let this fill up fully. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's just chugging along there. And perfect. All right. So now let's put the rest of this back. And then I need to get my bucket to get the rest of that seed out. Or the rest of that weed out. So it does work as an auger. By itself, with no seed treatment, it is an auger. So if you're looking for an auger, that might be one that works well for you as well. Now let's drop that down. Something like that there. Nope. Nope. There we go. And we'll drop this here. All right, now I got my bucket. Open it up. Now I can get that wheat back out, and it's like nothing ever happened, just like it was continuing on from where we left off. Oh, I overshot it. There we go. 908 liters. Just like that. And now, popping out seeds again. And again, we went from 7,900 or 79,000. Now we're continuing to go up to 73. We had 2,600 liters, give or take. So we'll see what the final output is. But, I mean, you can see 400 liters in, and you can see just how much faster seeds are climbing up versus product going out. So, what do we get here? I'm guessing about $6,000 at the end of this. It's going to be about 70 or 8,500 is my guess. Okay, 84,348. So a little less than double for the wheat. So yeah, but again, where you're making your money in this one is not necessarily the increase in yield. You are, but not as much. You're making it in the price. 718 is the top here. 1,800 is the top here for seeds. So again, you're making a bonus, but you're more making the money back on the actual exchange from one product to the next. Let's see. So let's go ahead and tuck this away. So don't need this anymore. And I want to talk about something real quick. I made a pretty cool discovery. So the other day, it's actually a couple weeks ago, my wife ended up sending me this reel on Instagram where it's kind of one of these at-home kind of homesteaders, you know, pretty much trying to do as much as you possibly can at home. You know, not like a survivalist or something like that. Nothing like that. But just somebody who, you know, wants to know what's in the things that they're buying. Wants to know, hey, does my dish soap contain, you know, some kind of chemical that, you know, might hurt me, might hurt my family, or anything like that, that I need to worry about. Does my laundry, you know, detergent, is it, you know, does it have chemical? You know, all this kind of stuff. You know, kind of, you know, fresh food, fresh vegetables, like all this kind of stuff. That's basically their whole underlying premise behind their channel. Well, one thing that my wife sent to me, and I had noticed this actually a little while before she sent it to me, I saw the same exact clip that she sent me, was these homemade dishwasher detergent pods. And like, you know, like those little pods, they have them like Tide pods, they have them for your dishwashers, like all this stuff. Well, the little plastic, you know, dissolving thing there, they say it's not the greatest for your dishwasher kind of thing, that if it doesn't fully dissolve, it can get caked up and gunked up into various bits in your dishwasher. You know, it can make its way into the internal mechanisms. Like, who knows? Like, it's all this kind of stuff. Well, what she ended up showing was, and the dishwashing detergent and stuff is, you know, straight up chemicals, you know, kind of thing. It's not something that, you know, you should necessarily be putting into your body, you know, even though it's getting washed off for the most part, kind of thing. You might have residues and you're putting your food back onto it after it's cleaned, and just, yeah, not the greatest thing ever. So what she ended up showing was basically a at-home detergent pod, and it was super simple. I'm like, you know what? It's 3 ingredients. Let me give it a try. You know, worst case scenario, I don't like it or it doesn't work or something, then I go back to, you know, flinging the pod into the dishwasher kind of thing. Not a big deal. So I tried it, and I've been trying it for about a week now. And all it is 1 cup of baking soda, 1 cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of citric acid, which you can buy on Amazon, Walmart, whatever, and a tablespoon of dish soap, like Dawn or whatever your favorite kind of dish soap is. You take all of it and you mix it all together, right? And then you have ice cube trays. Specifically, you want the silicone ice cube trays. It can be the silicone bottom line trays and then the plastic up top. It has to have some portion of silicone so you can kind of, you know, manipulate it out of the mold kind of thing. And what you do is you take this stuff, and it's almost the consistency of Play-Doh. It's like a bit kind of more cloud-like than Play-Doh, but you take we'll call it, Play-Doh, and you stuff it into each one of the individual cubes. Well, eventually, after 10 minutes, you come back to it, and it's risen about, an inch off of where you last packed it down. You take a knife and you kind of just clip the top off of it, and you can take that remnants and throw that into another ice cube tray, let that pack in, wait for 10 minutes on that one, and then you sit there and let it sit and cure for about 6 hours. And after 6 hours, you got these little pods, these little bricks of detergent. It's basically at-home detergent. I've been doing it for about a week now, and I'm actually really shocked on how well it actually works. It works just as good as my normal dishwasher pod. So I'm blown away. I'm very tickled pink about it. So it was one of those, like, why not? Why not do it? And like I said, it maybe takes 10 minutes of actual work to do, but you at least know what you're putting into it. Baking soda, citric acid, which citric acid is just, acid that comes from your citrus fruits and stuff like that, and dish soap. I mean, that's about the worst thing that you're putting into it. And you can get, like, the more advanced dish soaps that are more, not hygienic, but like, is it homeopathic? I'm not quite sure what the word is, but you can get the ones that are the less harsher chemicals, like the more sustainable products and all that stuff. And you can use that as your base instead of like a Dawn or something, like a commercial dish soap kind of thing. And it works great. I mean, I'm shocked at how well. The one thing I did notice is that after the first, like, 2 or 3 loads that I tried with it, I was getting this little film, this little scum residue on my dishes. So I went through and I rewashed those dishes with another tablet, and then I noticed it was getting better. Well, then I took all of them out after they were cleaned and ran a empty load with one of the pods in there, and it was at that point loaded up the next load of dishes, and then ran a fresh set of dishes through, and it came out just as good as the other one. And what I think happened is citric acid is a very good cleaner. Actually, my dad, he used to work as a handyman, basically just a contractor. And he had a story of somebody having a dishwasher, and they must have used like a really cheap kind of dish soap, and the dish soap that they used was leaving this really, like, nasty trail and just, like, almost like a calcified, like, line of junk from the from that dish soap. And the person that he was working on, it was a very, like, hoity-toity kind of area, very kind of ritzy. He had very high-end clients when he did this. Well, she was very disappointed, and she's like, I want to get rid of this thing. And my dad, realizing that it's a really, really good dishwasher, it was a really high-end brand name, she went out and bought the new dishwasher. So he's like, okay, I'll go ahead and throw it in there. And after doing a little bit of tinkering around and messing with it, he hooked it up outside and hooked it up to all the inlets and outlets and stuff. And he ran a whole bunch of this citric acid through it, and it cleaned up like brand new. It still worked after everything was said and done. It was a perfectly fine dishwasher. But he told her this. He didn't just up and take it for himself or anything like that. But he ended up telling her, it's like, oh, I think you can, potentially save this by using a better dish soap, or even cleaning it out with a thing. And she's like, I already bought the new machine. This is the one I want, kind of thing. He's like, okay, well, just know that most likely if you're going to use the same dish soap and the same thing, you're going to end up with the same problem, kind of thing. She's like, that's fine. Just get rid of it. I don't care, kind of thing. One of those, she had way more money than patience, kind of thing. And yeah, so he ended up taking it. It was a really high-end brand name. I think it was a Bosch washing machine, which I didn't even know Bosch made a washing machine. I know they made like tools and all this stuff. I had no idea they made washing machines. But yeah, he ended up keeping it after he cleaned it out, and it worked. It worked great. It worked great for a while. So yeah, it's one of those where it's amazing what you get, like what you can do, especially when you sit there and dedicate the time it would take to be able to do something and clean it up and whatnot. The kind of recycles and hand-me-downs, or just the sweat of your own labor kind of thing. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat here now that I've kind of prattled on for a little while. So Jody says, okay, I'll tell her I told her you blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll tell her I told her you did a series on the map. I did, yes. Yeah, have her check it out if she's interested, because it's one of those where she might not want to go the exact route that I went down, but also there's things going on that map where she might be able to learn from my mistakes, because I made huge mistakes. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars needlessly on that map, thinking that I could like harvest the grass from the cow pen and stuff like that, and that ended up exploding in my face really badly. So yeah, have her check it out if that's interesting to her. She's harvesting weeds. She's harvesting some weeds to put in for seeds. Nice. And then Jack says, hi, I'm back. Hey, Jack. Glad to see that you came back. Custom says, will you be live tonight? So likely, Custom, I will not be live tonight. Most likely I'll be recording the next episode tonight. So we're on actually episode 4 here. Or not episode 4. We're on the 4th live stream post episode 12. So I think we're going to be moving on to episode 13 kind of thing. And we're actually starting to get to a point. Let's see how much more we got on this contract. Oh, 93%. So we're getting there. We can go ahead and expedite this. I know it's starting to get dark there on the screen, so we're going to be likely wrapping up this month here after this contract, and then we'll probably be calling it after too much longer. Let's see, 26 is done. Boo-yah. All said and done. All right, let's go back to the farm, and let's skip to the next day. Let's see. Now, for those who don't know, I tend to use this method of skipping. I don't use the sleep triggers, because I find that if I use the sleep triggers, I miss out on a lot of contracts. I feel like they just kind of get skipped over, and they don't stick around as long. So I'll tend to use the fast forward button to get me to the next possible day. All right, let's get this out of the way. There we go. So we are just building up product. Let's see. Yeah, loan interest $1,300. Property maintenance $400. Okay, we're boop. Every hour we're going to be getting a good chunk of product here. Yeah, look at that. More than half a pallet just spawned at the top of the hour. Bam. Perfect. All right. So honey's getting built back up. Let's see. Jody says, I will try that out and see how it works. Awesome, bud. Custom says, I will be here until I don't know when. LOL. I appreciate that, Custom. Let's see. Let's kick that back off because we're now starting to get into daylight. And yeah, see, look at this. All these have popped up and are now available. We've got a fertilizing contract. I want to claim that super quick because otherwise it will go away. We've got ooh, yes, 23 grand for a cultivating contract. And 4 grand for cultivating. We can just set workers up to do that. Yes, please. Ooh, we got what? No. Look at that. Did you guys notice this? It's giving the pterodos as a output for harvesting. No way. Oh, that's amazing. So the reason I'm getting so excited about that is it's giving me this. Where is it? I think it's under beet technology. It's giving me this, the Homer pterodos, and this is a multi-harvester, and you can have various capacities: 60,000, 250,000, 1 million, 2.5 million, 5 million. I don't know how much it gave me as a capacity, and even if it gave me the smallest one, it's still 60,000 liters. I mean, boo-hoo. I'm not going to cry about it too hard. I might actually do a carrot contract here soon. And it's given me the other bits from this same product pack. Let's see, where... Let's see. Is it the lizard pterodos? They call it lizard? Where is it? Nope, there it is, the T440. So in this pack, it gives you the trailers, but it gives you this. And this one, look at the capacities on this trailer. It takes all your products, all your base game products, but you can have 120,000, 500,000, 2.5 million, 5 million, 10 million liters, all for 90 grand. I mean, are you kidding me? This thing is awesome. And you can get this for $90,000 for 10 million liters of space. Yes, please. So I am very interested to see what the output is on that contract. That will be coming. Awesome. This is sweet. Let's see. So yeah, I think I'm going to be going ahead and calling it from here because I know my daughter's going to be waking up here any minute, and one of those, instead of going ahead and rushing off trying to scramble to go get her and do all that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and call it. Let's see, just real quick. Slurry, 16,000. We got food, perfect. Milk, 84,000. Manure, 11,000. How's the sheep looking? Oh yeah, sheep is looking good. We've even got a pallet here. And our chickens, how are they looking? 260 chickens, and they're producing. Awesome. Yeah, so we got a bit accomplished today. We got a few contracts. Like I said, I will not be back on tonight. I will be recording the next episode. But yeah, I had an absolute blast with everyone today. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day, evening, night, that's the word, wherever you are in the world. Take care.